It's Greek Week on the Chef's Line. And tonight, we're creating a dessert using Greek yogurt.
Yogurt works really well with this dish.
Creamy, rich and decadent. We showcase how versatile this ingredient is with our most inventive dessert challenge yet.
Yum.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
Some of our best home cooks will be putting their culinary skills to the test against hatted Greek restaurant Ellie Ross.
Light, flavoursome, they're the keys.
And tonight, our home cooks are up against the third stop in their chef's line, Sous chef Hamish.
Don't mess it up though.
Yes, chef.
As the week progresses, the competition will escalate in difficulty. From the apprentice, all the way to the head chef. But whose Greek yogurt dessert will win them the chance to reach the end of the chef's line?
Welcome back to Greek Week in the Chef's Line kitchen.
Tonight, you home cooks will be taking on the professional, making delicious desserts featuring Greek yogurt.
Just make sure it's a dessert fit for the gods.
Head Chef Jared, restaurant Ellie Ross. Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having us again.
It's one win to the home cooks and one to the restaurant at the moment. So who's next to take on our home cooks?
Next to be Sous Chef Hamish.
Sous Chef Hamish, how you feeling?
It's definitely something that I know how to do, and I have done it many times.
Sous Chef Hamish, step up.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight. Chef's Line, please take your seats.
Yanni and Maria, tonight we'll decide which one of you will go on tomorrow to take on head chef Jared.
Tonight's blind judge will be Melissa. You won't know who cooked what. Get out the back and get your taste buds warmed up.
Well, I love yogurt on my breakfast, but I'm very excited to have it on my dessert tonight, so best of luck.
Sous Chef Hamish, home cooks, you have 45 minutes to serve up your best yogurt dessert. Let's cook!
Yogurt is probably one of the most common ingredients in Greece. I mean, besides feta, and lemon. But, yogurt can be used in anything. You can use sweet or savoury, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. It could really make anything, to be quite honest.
You want to taste whatever yogurt's in there, not overpowered by everything that it's going to go
That's
with,
right.
to be the star of this show.
Exactly.
Hello, I'm Maria. I come from Victoria. I enjoy cooking Greek food because it takes me back to the times when I used to watch my grandmother cook. So tonight I'm doing my twist on yogurt baklava. I'm hoping that the result will be like a cheesecake, using the yogurt instead of cheese. I have made this quite a bit and I've found that it works, so let's hope it does today. The reason I love Greek cooking is it tends to bring all the family together. It's always a traditional thing. In my baklava yogurt dessert, the main thing is the nut filling. I crush equal amounts of almonds and walnuts. I add to that a combination of cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and a sugar. Then the layers of phyllo pastry. Put the layers of the pastry on the bottom, buttered each sheet in between, sprinkle the nuts over the top. I'm aiming to have a combination of creaminess with the crispiness of the nuts and the pastry sheets. And that will create a little bit of contrast, and especially when you bite it in the mouth, it has that lovely crunch.
My name's Yanni, I'm 35, I'm from Adelaide. I'm making Grandma's creme kadaifi and I'm incorporating the yogurt with cream. Yogurt works really well with this dish. I learned everything that I know about Greek cooking from my mother and my grandmother. So this is one of Grandma's recipes, but I learned how to cook this from Mum. Start on the semolina custard, just coarse semolina for a bit of texture. Milk, caster sugar, reduce that down until it's thick. So the creme kadaifi starts off with a shredded phyllo pastry base, baked with pistachios, then a layer of semolina custard. The trickiest element to this one is getting that set in time. So I've got the semolina custard going. That will need to thicken and reduce down. I cook this a lot. This is a go-to dish that if I want friends to enjoy a nice dessert, this is definitely the one.
It's one win each for our home cooks and hatted restaurant Eliros. So now it's up to sous chef Hamish to create a dish to break the tie.
So tonight I'm making risotto with baklava crumble and sheep's yogurt. So hopefully what we're going for is creamy risotto, which is like a rice pudding, with apple jam, and then we're going for the crunchiness of the nuts, basically, just to give it that little bit of crunch.
That crumble will take no time. I think Hamish should do quite well with this one. It's definitely one that we do in the restaurant. It's well within his reach to.
Risotto is pretty much just a cooked rice pudding, and we're kind of giving the risotto a bit of a turbo char, so I'm going to parboil it and really get that rice almost tender, but not fully cooked. And then I'm going to strain it and then add the milk. My only concern is not really getting my rice cooked in time, which would be a little bit of a disaster. So while my rice is cooking, I'm going to move on to making my apple jam. First thing I'm going to do is get my brown sugar and my apple juice to come to the boil so that it gets a little bit thick and caramelly, and then I'm going to add my apples. My apple jam is going to reduce down and just be really soft and caramelly and appley, kind of like a candied or toffee apple.
I had my baklava in the oven quite quickly, and I'm extremely confident in the dessert tonight. I think it's quite unique and unusual.
So how's your yogurt version of baklava?
Well, my baklava's in the oven already, and
Oh, wow. You are ahead.
I am
Wow,
flying.
okay.
I am flying today.
I was in the zone today. Yeah, I was on fire.
I have to, because I've got to chill it down.
Okay, so you got your
yeah.
baklava.
Yep.
You're probably making your syrup now to soak it, right?
I am going to make my syrup now.
So to make it nice and melt in the mouth, it has to have the syrup. Now the syrup is sugar, water with a stick of cinnamon, cloves and lemon peel. The baklava, it's golden, take it out and spread the syrup over the top. Once you pour the syrup over, it has to cool down.
Tonight I'm making a creme kadaifi. It's another one of Grandma's recipes. My semolina's thickening. I've just got the melted butter on to pour over the kadaifi noodles. Kadaifi maybe isn't something that a lot of people have come across in a dessert. It's just shredded phyllo.
Ah, kadaifi pastry, one of my faves.
Oh, great. Yeah.
How are you incorporating this into the dessert?
So this forms the base of the dessert, gets crisped up in the oven.
Yum.
And then that semolina filling, which is thickening on the stove, that goes on. And then whipped yogurt on top, which is normally just cream.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 45 minutes. How are you going to get it set in time? Because don't you have to cut it and everything?
I'm going to blast chill it.
Well, you know what? I really admire your ambition. So
Thanks.
Good luck. I think, 45 minutes is tight.
It is.
But you will get it done. I think so.
I hope so. Crush these pistachios, which will go in on the noodles. And this is kind of the Greek element where we put nuts in the creme kadaifi. Melted butter goes over the top and into the oven to bake until it's all crispy and golden brown.
Look, Yanni's doing a recipe of his grandma's. There's quite a lot to do. I guess the hard bit there is making sure that the custard is set in time for it to slice, but very ambitious. I think he can get it done.